Okay, to start with, so the analysis is, do I buy a heavier tent for trekking or do I buy a lighter tent? So we will do it through decision tree analysis. We will use a technique called EVM, that is called earned value for money. Okay, so this is how we will start. Don't get confused, I'll take you for each box. So the scenario is buy heavier tent. Is it worth buying the heavier tent? Yes. If it is yes, the cost of the tent is $350. Now, as per the prediction from the weather forecasting company, 35% predicted heavy winds. That means 65% predicted low winds. So now, if there is heavy winds, what would be my loss of value? In case if I buy lighter tent, it would be $48. And in case there is low wind, and if I buy a heavier tent, it would be a $10. So how do I calculate my EVM? 35% of the forecasted heavier wind into loss of my value, which is $48, is coming as minus 16.80. Similarly, for low winds, 65% of the predicted forecasted low wind into minus 10 is equal to minus 6.50. Now this is the scenario where if I buy a heavier tent. What if I buy a lighter tent? Now again 35% and 65%, which is the predicted value for weather forecast. For heavier wind, loss would be around $953, which is my equipment, which would be inside my tent. So the actual loss would be minus 333.55. For low wind, the actual loss would be 9.75. So if you see, this is how the equation looks like. Now, how do I decide whether I go for a heavier tent or a lighter tent based on my EVM values? So here it is. Real cost of a heavier tent if I buy, minus 16.80, which is here. Where how do I get minus 16.80? Is if the prediction is yes, then 35% of prediction of high wind is yes, then my loss of property value would be $48. Hence I get 16.80. So 16.80 plus minus 6.50. How do I get minus 6.50? If the prediction is 65% and loss of property is $10, minus 6.50. And what is $350? It's a cost of actual tent. So it is coming, the actual cost of tent including my loss of property is $373.30. Similarly, the actual cost if I buy a lower tent or like a lighter tent, it will come to around $463.55. Now based on this calculation, we can definitely forecast that if we buy a lighter tent, we will actually pay more than a heavier tent. That's why we are choosing based on calculation, based on actual forecasted value, which is around 373.30. we should buy a heavier tent. This is how you actually find out how to make your decision on buying any product wherever you go. So that is all from my end. In case if you like my video, kindly subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon and give me more motivation. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye bye.